So let's measure the paper first. We're going to create a template to wrap around the bottle. So what I've got here is a craft paper which I've bought from Staples, and the beauty of craft paper is that you can just use any colour ribbons to just adapt to whatever colour scheme you have. So lay your bottle on your paper, and I'm going to keep roughly about 4 inches above. I'm going to make a little snip here. I'm just going to put my bottle on the paper so it just keeps the paper out of the way and from rolling back. And just slide your scissors through. So keeping the paper where it is, just fold in half and just take it up to the top. And just crease in half. And then now I'm going to cut this paper in half again, so wherever the crease falls, just make a cut. Nice long strides with your scissors. So let's start with the first piece. Now what we want to do is we want to straighten this out completely so it's a nice square. And the way to do that is just take your corner and just take it up diagonally. And keep taking it up until you come to a nice sharp point just over here. And then just make a fold. And just crease that paper nice and deep. So now we're going to just cut this piece of paper off, this excess paper. And the fold here is stopping me from pushing this paper across, so use that as a guide. And again, with this excess paper, you don't need to throw this away. Just use it around a small gift as a little band and maybe some raffia ribbon around it. So that's number one, and then we're going to the second piece as well. So take your piece of paper up. So if we did it from my view, you're just lifting your paper up, bring it across until you have a sharp corner. So I don't want to confuse you, so I'm just going to do it how I showed you originally. So just lift the paper up, keep taking it up until you have a nice point on the end. And that'll square all your paper off. And then just cut the excess away. So now you have two pieces of paper and they're both exactly the same templates. So you have a nice square. Now what we want to do is we need to just arrange the template before we put wrap the bottle with the template and the paper. So if you look from my view, we've got a fold here and we've got the two open pieces on the end. All we want to do is just keep the square to the one side, and we've got the fold going up here, so it's like a triangle. And then you do the same with the other side. Just have your square end and then just place that on top. So this is the view you should have before you wrap the bottle. So you've got your creased paper here, your fold, paper's open there, and the same on this side, you've got your fold here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just tape the two pieces together. And don't worry too much about having tape on the paper because you won't be able to see it once we've finished. So all the way down. I tend not to use a whole strip of tape because it's waste and sometimes it can become a little bit distorted. So now just take your bottle. So this is how you tape together. Take your bottle and just place your hand on the piece of tape that you put on the paper and just rest your bottle against your hand. So that's where your bottle should end. And then all we're going to do is just lift the straight edge and just bring that around the bottle. And then I'm just going to tape just here. So we're just putting a piece of tape here and slightly higher as well. So that doesn't move the paper at all when you start pleating. Your long flap that you have lying on top, just bring that across and let that fall over the bottle. And this is how your bottle should look before we start wrapping and pleating. So now I'm going to make the pleats, and I'm going to take the pleats towards the bottle. So I'm going to start with the bottom edge because it's on the desk already. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place my scissors, and I'm just going to put my scissors here to stop the paper from moving anywhere. All we're doing here is we're just going to lift the paper up and just press on the end, and then just lift and then just crease again. So we're just lifting it up and we're just pressing it down only on the tip, so we're not going to crease the top. So lift and crease. So lift and press, so we're not creasing. Just move your scissors and then just gently bring the paper up onto the bottle and just press it. So you're just going to put another little crease here just to finish that off. I'm not pressing here, I'm just resting my fingers at the tip here. Take some tape and make sure your tape goes all the way across to keep them in place. So we've completed the one side, and now all we're going to do now is just turn the bottle over. Just give it a little tug. Place your scissors in the centre here so it stops the bottle from rolling, and we're going to do exactly the same on this side. So we're just simply lifting up and we're just pressing down to make a crease, a ridge, the first crease. And then we just lift up and just place it back on itself. And we keep doing that until so now I can just take the paper up and back on itself and rest it on the bottle. And again, don't press on the creases on the bottom. Now, just on the edges here, with something like this, because it's such an elaborate wrap, we don't really need to put a lot on there, but I've got these little butterflies, and I've just put some double-sided tape on there, and I'm just going to add one little butterfly here, just take the backing off. I'm going to take that piece off and just put a new piece of backing on here. In fact, I'll just place the tape on the bottle. And another elaborate gift wrap for a bottle.